Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be looking at 10 storylines and mysteries that were never solved or resolved in Grand Theft Auto 4. So I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, why are we talking about GTA 4? Well, Grand Theft Auto 4, for whatever reason, is one of the few Rockstar titles where there is a ton of mysteries that are just never answered throughout the game. And this includes some wild stories of the likes of Brucey, Little Jacob, Mallory, and even the main character, Niko Bellic. And what's funny is a lot of these stories were never even solved in either the DLCs that came out, The Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and the Damned, or in GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. So anyways, let's get it started today. It begins with what happened to Little Jacob. So Little Jacob quickly became Niko's right-hand man, first helping Niko make extra money and introducing him to other people that would give Niko work, all the way to accompanying Niko on revenge missions. And in a game that's full of backstabbing and liars, Little Jacob was by Niko's side till the very end and was ready to ride at any moment. He even offers carloads of backup if you manage to answer all of his calls and receive the friend perk. Yet it is never revealed what happens to him after the Dmitry Rascalov revenge mission. Even according to the Grand Theft Auto Wikipedia page, we never hear or see from Little Jacob again. And that's so strange because you would think a character like himself either might make an appearance in GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto Online, or throughout any of the in-game radio stations or websites. We might have found something out about him, but no, it's almost like he vanishes off the face of the earth. So what happened to Little Jacob is quite unknown. The number 9 spot today, what happened to Luis Lopez? So Luis was the main character of The Ballad of Gay Tony, and he was even present on the other side of the diamond deal against Niko and in the Liberty City bank heist. And his story was fun and chaotic, but we never saw what happened to him. Johnny from The Lost MC was featured in GTA 5. Tony from The Ballad of Gay Tony was featured in Grand Theft Auto Online. But there's no sighting or word of Luis. In fact, the only sighting we see of him in Grand Theft Auto 5 is various Easter eggs where we can see him on magazine covers or on photographs that Tony has inside of your nightclub. But we still never hear about him, and so far we've never seen what happens to Luis either. At the number 8 spot today, the situation revolving Derek and Francis McCreary. So the McCreary family is one of the premier families of GTA 4, with Packy being a very strong ally and Kate being a possible love interest, and Niko is very entwined with the McCrearys. Now this leads to a situation between two of the McCreary brothers, Derek and Francis. Derek is a part of the family crime business but has an escalating heroin addiction, while Francis is the only McCreary that has joined the police. In a long-awaited clash of brothers, Niko is tasked with killing one or the other. Yet after the job, regardless of the path taken, neither is heard from again. Packy mentions in Grand Theft Auto 5 that Derek died, but does not say how. It could be from Niko's hand, but what if the player chose to kill Francis? What happened to Derek? If the player kills Derek, Francis is never mentioned or heard from again. And the same question is raised of what happened to Francis. I guess Rockstar just decided that players wouldn't either think about it or that they would assume that each brother went off on their own separate way after you ended up dealing with one or the other. So an interesting storyline, that's for sure, the Derek and Francis situation. The number 7 spot today, Badman. So Badman was an associate of Little Jacob, making him a valuable friend to Niko. And Badman is on Niko's side from the start to the end at Roman's wedding, just to never be seen again. And even after Roman or Kate are killed at his wedding, Badman goes AWOL. Being friends with Little Jacob and going missing is quite unusual for Badman, and his story seems to vanish there completely. So I guess Rockstar decided, just like Little Jacob, that Badman would just never be heard of or seen from again. And that includes in GTA 5 too. At the number 6 spot today, the mysterious fixer. So a payphone that can result in 9 murder missions for Niko Bellic is about as mysterious as it can get. And this is exactly the case for our protagonist as Phil Bell introduces him to this mysterious payphone of death. Now, these missions are completely optional, but do raise the question of who exactly is on the other side of the phone, and who is he connected to in Liberty City. Both of these questions remain unanswered or even brought up in GTA 5, so I don't think we will ever know who is on the other end of the phone line giving Niko Bellic the mysterious murder missions. The number 5 spot today, the United Liberty Paper situation. So Niko messed with the wrong one when he became involved with Mallory's friend Michelle. She turned out to be an undercover agent and quite a nuisance to Niko's plans. She informs Niko she's working for United Liberty Paper and that Niko has to meet with another employee of the company. Now, this man's name is never revealed, yet multiple missions are carried out for him. And once his missions are complete, he is never heard of again, and neither is United Liberty Paper, until GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. However, we still don't have any insight on who this guy is and what his background is. At the number 4 spot today, the Dwain Playboy X situation. So similar to the Derek Francis situation, Dwain and Playboy X come to an eventual showdown. Former partners in the drug game, Dwain has been locked up and out of the game for quite some time. And Playboy X doesn't believe that Dwain can adjust and could become a liability to his business now. Depending on the path the player takes, one will die. Now, once one is dead, though, the relationship stops there. No word is heard from Dwain or Playboy after the inevitable murder. Did Dwain end up going back to prison? Maybe Playboy made his way to Los Santos to lose the heat? I don't think anyone will ever know. This is one of those stories where Rockstar just kind of let it fall off the edge of a cliff and we don't know what happens to either character. Maybe it's up to us to sort of make up a situation. Maybe Rockstar never planned one. Who knows? Either way, it's quite mysterious. The number 3 spot today, the Florian Kravitz Bernie Crane situation. So once believed to be the traitor of Niko's unit, Florian, now going by the name Bernie Crane, turns out to be completely innocent. He even states it was believed Niko was the man who sold their unit out. Now, after learning valuable information from him, Niko helps him in the daily challenges he faces in Liberty City, and he is last seen at Roman and Mallory's wedding. However, we don't know what happens to him. He's not seen in the Ballad of Gay Tony, and he's not seen in the Lost and the Damned. So this was the guy from the very beginning that we thought was the ultimate bad guy. Turns out that's not the case and he's completely different, yet Rockstar never gave us an end to his story. The number 2 spot today, Phil Bell. Now, Phil Bell is an associate of Jimmy Pecorino, and both Bell and Niko work for Jimmy on several missions, forming somewhat of a relationship. Now, Jimmy Pecorino ends up playing a huge part of Niko's ending in Liberty City, regardless of the path the player takes. He connects Niko and Dmitry Rascalov, and things take a turn for the worse. Now, once Pecorino and Rascalov are dealt with, Phil Bell calls Niko to wish him a good life and that he has chosen a life in a small town, retired from organized crime. Now, we're never given a backstory on what happens to Bell or the remains of the Pecorino crime syndicate. So this guy, who was hugely instrumental in setting up probably the climax of GTA 4, just suddenly vanishes. He goes to a small town. What small town could that be? It doesn't sound like any of the other GTA cities like Los Santos, Vice City, Las Venturas, or San Fierro. So is it just somewhere off the grid? I don't think anyone will ever find out. And at the number 1 spot today, Niko Bellic. So Rockstar has created some of the best protagonists of all time, and Niko Bellic was that guy in GTA 4. A traitor within his military unit results in a massacre of his fellow troops. And this is one of the main reasons Niko comes to Liberty City, and upon arriving, Niko finds himself involved in a lot more than just revenge. And at the end of GTA 4, he finds and finishes Dmitry Rascalov, and Niko's story seemingly ends. And even in both the GTA DLCs, we never hear what happens to Niko or his whereabouts. Now, Packy briefly mentions Niko in GTA 5, and Lester speaks of an Eastern European man making moves in Liberty City, presumed to be Niko Bellic, and we even can find him as a parent or an ancestor in Grand Theft Auto Online, but nothing has yet been confirmed. In real life, we also know there was a fallout between Niko Bellic's voice actor, Michael Hollick, and Rockstar Games, which might have been one of the determining factors why we never saw him physically appear in GTA 5 and was only ever mentioned again. But we still don't know if he's dead or alive, making moves, or retired. It's one of those stories that is yet to this day still gone unsolved. But anyways, that right there is 10 storylines that were never resolved in GTA 4. This was a really cool article done by The Gamer. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Let me know if there are any other storylines in GTA 4 that you think were never resolved that we didn't talk about in this video today. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. If you guys did go to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.